To welcome back. We did have some picks come in while we were on a break. I'll let you know who they took, who those what those picks were. With the 23rd, actually, we got the Chargers. That was Marion Hampton, running back from North Carolina. He put up some big numbers with North Carolina. I think they were looking to take a running back. Uh, and the Pittsburgh Steelers with the took Derek Harmon, as you know, with the 21st pick, defensive in Oregon. He put some big numbers up with Oregon. I think kind of was up and down, but and with the 23rd pick, the Green Bay Packers took a wide receiver, Matthew Golden from Texas. I think they were looking to get him because the wide receiver they had kind of last season was kind of up and down, but I mean, he had a fair season. He didn't do exceptionally well, but he did pretty well, to say the least. And
I would agree with that.
yeah, so
And then
And Minnesota with the 24th pick took Donovan Jackson, guard, Ohio State. And I think they wanted to get a guard, and I think they were looking to get him. And we still have not had a quarterback go off the board in this round one tonight. And the Houston Texans won the clock, but they traded that pick to the New York Giants for a 2026 pick. So, do you think that was a good move for the Texans?
I think it gives them some more pick to make some more.
And this could be a big one if the Giants would take a quarterback. If they take one, this could be a big pick for them.
I think they're going to take a quarterback. It doesn't matter which one.
And the Giants pick us in. We're about to find out right now who they took. And so we're about to find out right now.
Here comes the commissioner.
And here comes Commissioner Roger Goodell. Let's listen in. We're about to find out. Let's listen in.
Traded the 25th pick to the New York Giants. With the 25th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart.
Oh, ho, ho. Another quarterback finally goes off. The boy Jackson Dart, quarterback from Old Miss, and he was a fit for the Browns. Now, do you think this was a good move for the Giants? Does this surprise you in any way, shape, or form?
I think it was a good move. They needed a quarterback. I mean, because Russell Wilson and James Winston are not the answer.
Yeah, and I think they needed one, and they got Jackson Dart, so either Shador Sanders or Jalen Milroy are fits for the Browns, so we'll see. And the LA Rams are on the clock with the 26th pick, and their pick is in. We'll find out in just a few moments.
They traded their pick.
Oh, they have traded the pick. They have traded the pick to the Falcons. Atlanta is back on the clock in this first one. Do you think this is a surprise move?
Very well could be. I mean, I don't know if anybody expected Atlanta. I don't know if anybody expected Atlanta to move up.
We will find out in just a matter of moments. But the pick is in. We'll find out who they took in just a few seconds. And here is that next question. It's the final question. What is your dream draft for the Browns? And everybody said the answer is Hunter, but we didn't take him. And we didn't take him either with the first two picks, but we didn't take him. That's Dart played in Lane Kiffin's no huddle quick snap offense. Not a lot of pre-snap reads, and that usually doesn't translate well to the NFL. Barry did call Dart pretty scheme versatile, which means Dart should be able to adjust to an NFL offense, and he'll adjust to the Giants offense. Now we're going to get into the fourth segment. We're going to talk about the Miami Dolphins, and they selected with. I gotta look at my sheet here.
Let's see, Grant. Right there.
Kenneth Grant, a defensive tackle from Michigan with the 13th pick. I think they were looking to get I think a defensive tackle, a defensive tackle. Because the one they had was up and down, and it wasn't. He had a fair season, but it wasn't an exceptionally well season. But The Miami Dolphins, who were 8-9 this past season, are looking to get a few pieces of the puzzle. They need to get back to the playoffs. And first and foremost, the Dolphins need to find solutions on the offensive line now more than ever, with offensive tackle Terrion Armstead announcing his retirement, as you may have heard, in the first week of April. There is a good chance that Miami drafts someone on the offensive line in the first couple of rounds, but they took a defensive tackle in the first round, which is the only way they can start building up a run game. The quarterback is yet another area lacks quality, while Jalen Ramsey is capable of locking down one side. He needs another player to elevate their game, or the Dolphins need to find a top quality corner in the draft. In addition to cornerback, the Dolphins could use some added depth at safety as well. And I think you would agree with that. They do need some added depth at safety, because the safeties they had, I guess they were kind of had a whirlwind season, kind of were up and down, and were not producing like they thought that they were. And
here's the commissioner with the Falcons pick.
And here's we'll give this a moment. Here's the commission. Let's listen in.
The 2025 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select James Pierce Jr., defensive end.
James Pierce Jr. They take. Edge, Tennessee. Do you think this was a good move? I think they were looking to get it. This may have been a good move for Atlanta. Do you think it was?
This is an interesting.
Very well could have been.
Yeah.
I mean, they needed defensive help on the, and that side of the ball. And
And yeah, they did need some help on.
I'm just not sure what they gave up to move up to get.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm just not sure. It's an interesting move, though.
Yeah. Now Baltimore is on the clock.
Yes. Now the with the 27th pick.
Here, the Falcons got
the Baltimore Ravens are on the clock.
In that trade, the Falcons got the 26th overall pick and the 2025 third rounder. The Rams got a 2025 second rounder, a seventh rounder, and a first round pick next year.
Yeah.
So
back-to-back picks that get moved. As far as James Pierce is
concerned, we will see who Baltimore takes in just a matter of moments.
I think, look, I got to see this guy. I'm telling you, this dude has the best.
My guess is they might want to go defense, but
they might want to go defense, because I think their defense needs a little bit of help, just a little. And yeah, and they do need some as a safety as well, and in a bid to improve the overall secondary. They do need. Miami does need to improve that secondary, their secondary, and I think that's what they need, and I think they're going to do. Probably in the later rounds, they'll probably do that, and with one of their other picks. And most of the other spots on the roster seem to be well filled out. But depth is a concern at many positions. Perhaps the best way for Miami to proceed in this draft is to select an offensive lineman in the first couple of rounds, followed by secondary depth, and finally depth at other positions per requirement. And I think that's what Miami needs to do, and I think you would agree with that, Mitch, because Miami just had a kind of an up and down season, but they fell just short of the playoffs. They weren't able to make the playoffs. Getting back to the Browns, the general feeling is the Browns need to add playmakers, particularly on offense, and they did not do that tonight, but hopefully we do that tomorrow. And with the other picks on Saturday, where the Browns finished dead last in the NFL in scoring in 2024, averaging just 15.2 points per game, as I mentioned earlier. In this projection, the media and many sports experts feel the Browns will lean to offense with their first 5 picks, but we'll see what that happens tomorrow with some of the other picks, and I will be podcasting tomorrow, and it will just be me. I will not be having a guest, but I know Keith and Lakewood will call me periodically, And of the first 5 picks, in the first 104 picks, the Browns have 1 pick in each of the first 2 rounds, as I mentioned. Number 2 and number 33. Number 2 in the first, which they traded number 33 in the second round. 2 picks in the third round, number 6 and 94, which is in the trade from Buffalo. 1 in the fourth round, pick number 104. And although key contributors can come from the 6th and 7th rounds, it is not likely that they will immediately contribute. And the Browns currently have 4 picks in the 6th round, number 179, as I mentioned earlier, 192, 200, and 2016, and 1 in the 7th round, pick number 255. And so
They did until the trades.
and the Ravens pick is in. We're going to find that out in just a matter of moments, in just a few moments. And but this has been an interesting first round tonight. We've only had 2 trades in this first round, which was the Browns trading down to number 5 earlier, and now Houston trading to the number 25th pick, number 25, to the New York Giants.
There was it. Well, no. Houston traded to. There was 2 trades. Actually.
And then
because Houston traded to
the LA Rams traded to Atlanta, so there's been 3
yeah,
in the first round. So this is kind of been interesting in this first round, and
there's only been 2 quarterbacks come off the board. So
yeah, we have finally got another quarterback, which was who the Giants took, Jackson Dart of Ole Miss. So the Browns will not get Jackson Dart; they lose out on him. So it's either Shedeur Sanders or Jalen Milroy, and I think either Jalen Milroy, but I think it's going to be Shedeur Sanders. I have this feeling, but I don't know.
we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, we will have to wait and see what happens with this first round, and we are winding down, and let's see what happens tomorrow and Saturday. But we've got 5 picks to go, and it'll be 4 after this one, and we're waiting for the Baltimore Ravens pick to come in. And excuse me. And the Ravens, they just were number 1 in the AFC, and they had the home field advantage in the AFC in the AFC Central, well, in the AFC North, and they had kind of the home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
I think the number 1 in the playoffs last year was Kansas City.
Yes, they had the AFC, but the Ravens were first in the AFC Central.
AFC North.
AFC North, excuse me. But they were not, they got eliminated, I think it was the, not the second round, but the AFC Championship game. Oh, no, it wasn't that. It was the second round. Because Kansas City played Buffalo, so it was in the divisional round they got eliminated, so they were not able to get past the divisional rounds. The drafters return. We're about to find out who the Baltimore Ravens have selected in just a matter of moments. And we're waiting for the commissioner to come back up to the clock.
I think it might be defense. That'd be my guess, but
yeah, I think it might be defense as well. That's what I'm thinking, but we'll see.
Here comes the commissioner.
Yeah, comes Commissioner Roger Goodell. Let's listen in.
In the 2025 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Malachi Starks, defensive back.
Malachi Stokes they take with the 27th pick. Safety, Georgia. I think Baltimore was looking to get a safety. And I think this was a good choice.
I think they needed some safety help because their safeties last year were up and down and getting injured. So I think they needed some.
Yeah, because their safety one last season, I can't remember who it was, but he had up and down and getting injured. And
they had Marlon Humphrey last year.
Yeah, Marlon Humphrey, yeah. And he kept getting injured. And this is going to be a great addition to the Baltimore Ravens.
And now the Detroit Lions are on.
And then now the Lions are going to be on the clock with the 28th pick in this year's in round 1. And Detroit, they do need a kind of just two or three pieces of the puzzle. They had a phenomenal season, and they're going to be back in the playoffs. And what a season for Jared Goff, and even Amon St. Brown, who really had a heck of a season. And Detroit is going to get a Super Bowl one of these years. They're going to get it.
I think their problem last year was they did well. They just had a lot of.
They just weren't able to get past San Francisco in the NFC Championship game. So
I think they didn't get to the championship. They lost in the
division. Yeah,
I think because they had a lot of interest on defense and they just couldn't.
Yeah, and we're gonna take a break. We'll come back. We'll have one last set. I think might be the last set. We'll come back. We'll let you know who Detroit took and some other picks that, and if any other picks come in. We'll be right back.